Right then, we are good to go. We are about to start the Moto2. Sorry guys for the delay. This was never the plan to delay it like this. Just one or two people not turning up that we didn't expect. But anyway, we're going to put on a great show here. 12 people is still a lot of people for the Moto2 class. The Moto3 only had 10 riders and that was an absolutely phenomenal race. One of the best of the season, for me the best, in terms of action. So hopefully, even with less Moto2 riders, we can have just as good as a race. But here we are then, we are about to start round 6 at Mugello for the Moto2 class. We welcome Stormy, he returns after a long break from our league. He did the Moto3 race, put on a great show there, he's going to be back for the Moto2. All the usual riders for the Moto2. The other one is Josh, who wasn't actually meant to be racing, but he's come in to try and fill out the grid a little bit here, because the numbers are a little bit lower. But anyway, we are good to go now. Avamise is the first guy that's about to come out of the pits. They're all rushing to get out here. Lewis B, he's usually one of the first guys out there. Like Lorenzo, wants to get to the zone, get into his rhythm. Good to see Lewis B back as well. Hopefully Lewis B can put on another great show. So here we are then. The riders go out into turn 1. Is there the same bug with the tyres? It seems to be very bugged again. You don't see the rear tyre for some reason. We don't know the front tyre, what compound they're using. It's very likely to be the soft, however. So Avamise here. He needs a result, Avamise. He showed potential at Jerez, showed some decent speed. Just couldn't quite put the result together. A few mistakes, a few crashes. Here's Stormy, his debut for the Aspar team. I don't think he's actually got a team out, I don't believe, so Stormy on his own. Now, the championship, we need to go through the championship. It is as tight as two coats of paint. It honestly is as close as it can possibly be. So, at the moment, Lewis is leading it, I believe, by a single point. Let me just double check the standings right now, but it is incredibly tight. We go through the standings here, look at, wow. So right now, Lewis leads it 89 points. Mike second with 88 and VR46 on 87. It could not possibly be closer than that, unless I all have the exact same points, but even so, it is as tight as anything right now. And it could just change in a light switch. One rider can have a poor result and it can instantly just unravel their title. As you can see though, Lewis B has got through and Avamise here, so Lewis B wants to get to the front, wants to get on his own. He is going to be the first rider, as always, to cross the line. He'll be the first guy. We'll see his banker lap time. He did brilliant, Lewis B, in the Moto3 without giving too much away. He worked hard and did a great job there. Hopefully for him, he carries on that for the Moto2. He needs a result here, Lewis B. Had a poor start to the season, but his form has rapidly picked up now and he looks in great nick. 2 wins on the bounce for him. And can Lewis B get on a winning streak like he did in the first season? 8 wins on the bounce he had back then. Declan has already invalidated his lap time. Avamise with a great reference to Lewis B. Good man to follow. Here is Mike. He does need a result here, Mike. He's been consistent, but his first race in a while off the podium, 4th position at Jerez. He had very, very awful luck. He got hit off by Zaki. So, not ideal for him, but he's got a great chance to bounce back here, Mike. That, I'm sure, is what he's going to want to do. Seth! Got to give credit to Seth at Jerez. He was fighting very, very hard for the podium places. Had great pace. This lap isn't going to count for Seth, unfortunately, though, for him. But he was really in the mix at Jerez. Just a few crashes and a few long laps that put him out of contention. But Seth really showed his potential at Jerez. He's very excited about Mugello, I believe, one of his favourite tracks. I expect him to be a dark horse for the win. I really do. I think Seth could do something special here. Griff has gone down. Not ideal for Griff. Let's have a look at Lewis B though. Lewis B and Avamees about to cross the line together here. Avamees' lap has gone. What about Lewis's? His also has gone, so they're not going to set any lap times. Who's behind those riders? Stormy there, about to come into the last corner. Mike, sorry, I missed the Mike there. Mike at 49.2. Also, what is Swag going to do? Swag about to cross the line. Zark as well, Zarksy. 48.8. Swag into the 49s. What can Stormy do? One of the favourites, and straight away, provisional pole. It's a good lap time from him. Let's have a look at VR. VR, a little bit off the pace there. Quite a few mistakes, I imagine, on that lap. 1.1 seconds off. He will not want to be that far off. Here is Zarky. Now, I've been pronouncing Zarky's name wrong, calling him Zarksy, no idea why. Let's try and get his name right this time. Zarky for the OnlyFans team. Decent start to the season. Some respectable results, a 6th, 4th and a 7th, but he will want to do better than that, I imagine. At the moment though, he's red through the first 2 sectors here. Mike as well, red in the first 2 sectors. Stormy red as well. It is very, very competitive at the moment. Let's keep an eye on Griff here. Griff hasn't set a lap together yet. Red through the first sector, so looking good, Griff, so far. Griff, well, it's gone away from him there, as you can see. 7 seconds off there. Something went awfully wrong for Griff. Let's have a look at Lewis B. Avamees chasing him. These guys both haven't got a lap together yet, so we're going to see what they can do. Lewis B looking neat and tidy through the last corner. Takes out a wide swooping line to get the run down the front straight. Josh as well, he needs to get a lap in. He hasn't set one yet. So what is Lewis B going to do? And Avamees. He crosses the line now. He's right behind Swagger there in 5th position. He won't be too happy. Mike moves up into 2nd. Big lap there from Mike. Stormy, Zarky extended his advantage there. 48.3 from him. I missed a few times there. And weirdly, Stormy's gone into the pits, so he must have made an error there. He's very careful not to get any speeding penalties, so he does well there. Now what is VR46 going to do? He's about to cross the line here. He only improved slightly by 10th, I believe. VR46 at the moment. 2nd row, but only just, and Griff has gone down. Not ideal for Griff there. He rejoins the track safely. Griff with us from the beginning. He's a veteran in our league. Yeah, he's had a bit of a difficult time in some of the classes, but hopefully Griff can turn things around here. Avamees' lap has gone, Josh's has gone as well. Josh there, he's 2.8 seconds off. Josh has not played in 2 or 3 races, so he will be off the pace. We don't expect fireworks from Josh. Any half decent result I'm sure he'll be happy about. Here is Lewis B. There you can see Avamees following him, and he's been following him from the beginning. Getting a decent reference here. Not a bad man to follow, Lewis B. And Avamees, another lap that's gone away for him. Griff did get a lap in. Wasn't a particularly good one though. Didn't improve at all. Oh, Lewis B has gone wide there. He made a mistake. Is Lewis B going to pull over into the pits? They both are actually. None of those guys wanted to do another lap. Changing their tyres. I do apologise as well. We have a few bugs here. Swaggin has crashed. Not too sure what's happened to him. Let's have a look at Mike. So everybody going into the pits here, as you can see. All the riders here. Josh hasn't actually got a lap together, but not a respectable one anyway. 2.8 seconds off. So all the riders now. There's only one man. There's VR46. Is VR46 going to pit? Yes, he is. All the riders now pitting. So Griff is the only rider that's actually on a lap. Declan's lap has gone away, and well, it's deja vu for Declan. Is that him pitting in the background, or it could be Josh here? Where is Declan on the track? No, Declan's also gone into the pits, so everybody into the pits now. The only man who hasn't pitted is Griff. He's the only rider, and Josh as well is about to start his next lap. Those two are the only guys that have not pitted. Everybody else changing their rubber. Didn't want to cancel the race there. That kind of gave me a heart attack. Anyway, Unfortunately, we can't see the tyres, which is really frustrating. We only know how much it's warm. We don't know the compounds, but most people will be on soft front, medium rear, I imagine. Griff isn't going to pull into the pits. He's going to get his laps in here. What can Griff do? He needs a lap here, Griff. 2.4 seconds off. Plenty of time for him to improve, but he will want to do better than that. All the riders now will be coming out of the pits, warming up their tyres, getting up to speed. Now Josh, massive long break for him, wasn't meant to be racing here. He came in as an emergency to fill out a little bit of the grid. We can see Stormy there, he's on a decent lap, we'll keep an eye on him. Let's just quickly watch Josh get his first lap in. First decent lap of the session in. Does improve, 2.3 seconds off, moves up into 8th position, ahead of Griff actually, who will want to improve. Here's Seth, he's about to go into the last corner. He hasn't got a lap in yet, Seth. He does need a lap here, Seth, because he was very fast at Jerez. He qualified, I think, on the front row, so Seth is going to want to qualify strongly here. He was excited about Mugello, a track that he likes, so let's see what he can do. Oh, look at that from Seth. This is what I was expecting, him to be very competitive. Somebody is lagging all over the place here. Not too sure what's going on there. Bit of a bug. But Seth has got himself in second position. What can Stormy do? Surely he moves into second. He does. Massive improvement there. Second position for Stormy. Lion hasn't got a lap in together yet, and he will need that. He's got 4 minutes of the session left. And just as I was speaking highly about Seth, he goes red in the first sector here. This is looking good for Seth. I have to say, I did expect Seth to be competitive, but for the pole position, I don't know if I expected these things from him. Stormy is red as well in the first sector. He's got a bit of traffic though, Seth, and he's orange in the second sector. Lost a little bit of time. He needs to get through this traffic here. Avamies is on a lap, I believe that's him. Yep, that is Avamies, and that is Lewis B. So they're both on laps here, these two riders, so they're not going to hold them up, I don't think. Stormy. Wow, Stormy is on fire at the moment. Red in the first 2 sectors. He is one of the favourites, no doubt, for the win here. Very good in the smaller classes, Stormy. One of the faster riders. He really does back that bike in, making all kinds of shapes. Saki isn't on a lap at the moment. Seth, another orange sector, so this might not be good enough for pole position, but maybe Seth can dispose of Stormy. Avamies, another invalidated lap for him. He's getting quite a lot of invalidated laps here, not ideal at all. Let's watch Lewis as he's about to cross line. We'll quickly move over to Seth. What is Lewis going to do? Is he going to improve on his lap time? He moves into 5th position. What can Seth do? He improves his time. Now what about Stormy? He's going into the last corner. Swaggin has gone down. He's not crashed at a great time. He hasn't got it together that many laps. What can Stormy do? Surely pole position for Stormy. Surely. Oh, he gets pole position. A 48.2. Great lap from him. Brilliant lap. What about VR? He stays in 7th on a 3rd row. That is a big surprise. What about Lion? This is his first lap of the session. A much needed lap time here. 5th position in the 2nd row, and now VR is in 8th. Well, Mugello has been an absolutely horrible time for VR46 so far. Not a great Moto3 race, and it doesn't look great so far in the Moto2. Of course, it is just qualifying, but things are already looking bleak. Way down in 8th position, 1.1 seconds off at the moment. Even Lewis, though, he's 9/10ths off, so... And Lewis had a lot of invalidated laps here. There must have been a crasher somewhere. Everybody's lap basically has gone. Only Lion and Stormy and VR have got their laps together, really. We're going to see Declan. Well, that is a disaster for Declan. He's only got 2 laps, I think, here, Declan. Yeah, 2 laps. And a crash could make it over, so Declan really needs to get together a decent amount of laps here. This is another situation for Declan that he finds himself in. He never qualifies strongly. In Moto2, he never usually qualifies at all. But in the race, he just has that magic. That pencil magic. And he manages to do something special. He's already grey though in the first sector. Well, if Declan puts together any lap, he will move up the grid massively here. But so far in this session, not many people improving. Most laps have been invalidated. Must have been a yellow flag somewhere. VR46 though. This is massive for him. He's got one more lap after this. He's way down in 8th. He's only improved in the 3rd split though. I don't think he's going to move up the order too much. We're going to see VR46, the championship, well, contender, only into 6th, but he does improve by a decent margin, and Seth is backing out of it. That's it for Seth then. Not too sure why Seth hasn't been able to get a good amount of laps in here, but Seth is only going to finish 3rd. That is it for Seth. It will not improve for him. A bit surprised that Seth there is not on a lap. He moved over to let VR through. We do need to keep an eye though on a few people here. Now Zaki, this man is 400ths off Stormy. Stormy's lap has gone, so that is it for Stormy. Stormy will not improve anymore. Can Zaki here get pole position? He's grey in the 2nd sector. Oh, he sits up. Is that it? He looked like he sat up to me. He looked like he was rolling out of it. We'll keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on some of the guys closer to the end of their lap times here. Stormy has gone down. His lap was gone anyway. Here's Griff, way down in 11th. He stays in 11th. Little bit surprised there. What about Avamies here? He's on a lap. Is Lewis B ahead? Lewis B is with Avamies again. They have been together for the whole entire session here. Interesting tactic actually from Avamies to follow Lewis. What can Lewis do? He crosses a line. He does move up massively. Look at that, into 4th position. And actually Avamies improves, but not that much. But Lewis B saves his session a little bit there. Mike, only 5th position for him. That is a little bit disappointing. What about VR? VR and Lion both on laps here. I think that is, I can't see who that is in the background there. VR46 though does not improve his time whatsoever. He is down in 7th position. Someone, I think that's Seth in the background, he has to be careful not to speed there. Lion, he does move up ahead of Mike into 5th position. What about Josh? That's not too bad from Josh to be 1.8 seconds off with no practice in a very long time. I respect that from Josh. It's an absolute disaster for Declan, however. What is going on? He's going into the final sector. That is, in the background, Swagger, who also needs to improve. Declan here, as always, leaving it very, very late. He is going to get a lap in, however. He isn't going to validate it. Is Declan going to move up the order, though? Let's see. Declan crosses a line, only into 10th position. Not great for Declan. Swag, he moved up into 8th position there, Swag. But this is a very surprising session to me. A few riders I'm quite disappointed in. A few riders I'm quite impressed with. But here we go. Let's go through the results. Right then, here we go. So, Stormy there takes pole position. His debut ride for Moto2. That is an astonishing way to start out. Let's pronounce his name right this time. Zaki, great 2nd. Absolutely brilliant lap from him. Very close to Stormy. Those two are the favourites going into the race. Good ride as well from Seth. Another front row for him. Showing finally his potential in Moto2. Not too bad for Lewis in 4th position in the mix. Lion and Mike, the two French riders, 5th and 6th. Tell you who is disappointed, VR. He's way down in 7th place here. He has to have a good start and he has to be aggressive early on. Swagger not too bad in 8th position. Avamies, after a very good race at Jerez, he will want to climb up the order there, but 9th position for him. Declan leaving it very late. He did improve, but only by a few positions. 10th position. And respectively, Josh there filling in 11th position. 1.8 seconds off, not too bad at all. And Griff will be disappointed there in 12th place. Last position for him. Anyway, we are good to go now for the Moto2 race. Massive for the title this. Lewis, Mike and VR are a little further back. VR on the 3rd row and Lewis B and Mike on the 2nd row. So all time contenders at the back here. Very interesting this is. Quite surprised. Well, Lewis B there mentioning in the Discord that he got a massive he was given a toe there to Avamies, who was following him for the majority of the session. Avamees ended up 9th though. It didn't really help him that much, I don't think. It is quite tight though. You know, it's not as close as we've seen. There's a huge difference actually in time. Compared to races like Jerez or Le Mans, it's nowhere near as close, but around the midfield area, Seth onwards all the way up until about Avamees, it is not too much of a difference in time. Probably about 6-7 tenths there, so it is quite close. That is where the action is going to be. If Stormy gets to the front, surely he clears away. He looks like the favourite for Moto2 this weekend. Very good in the slower classes. So, we're going to wait for everybody to ready up. We're just waiting for Zorki here. He's the last man here. As soon as he readies up, we are good to go. And he has readied up. Nice, we're ready to start nice and early for once. So, the Moto2 race is about to get underway. Round 6 at Mugello. The championship is incredibly tight. 2 points in the top 3 here. The championship contenders, they are all in the 2nd and 3rd row, so they've got a lot of work to do from the back. This is going to be a very, very interesting race. Right then, let's have a look here at these riders. The lights are on red, we are racing. What a start that is there from Seth. I think Seth has shot to the front here. What a sensational start from him. From 3rd position, he moves over there to defend his position. Mike, what a start from Mike. It's 2nd, and that is Lewis B. Lewis B, and who's that that's gone down? Zorki. Zorki has gone down. What a nightmare start for him, and look at that from Mike. Straight away on the inside there. He moves into 2nd position. Oh, he's bunching up the 2 Mark BDS riders, swapping the same paint there. But at the front, Seth has got away. What a start from him. And who is that? Avamees, another sensational start. Absolutely sensational start from him. Avamees has made a brilliant start. The same with Mike. Mike has gone backwards. What happened to Mike? Mike has gone backwards. He was right in the mix. But anyway, we need to go back at the front. Seth is clearing off right now. He is absolutely buggering off. What about Stormy? He's in 2nd position. This is an absolutely brilliant start to the race though for Seth. Stormy looking good there in 2nd. And who is that on the inside? That's Avamees there, launching up the inside of VR, who actually has recovered brilliantly there. VR fighting back though, getting a cutback. And look at that, that is also Lion. He fights back as well, recovering a bit of lost ground here. So Avamees tries to move up into 3rd, he drops down into 5th. Mike very wide there. Lewis B actually has not made a good start at all. He's dropped down a lot. His championship rival then Mike right behind him. VR has done very well so far. He's now in 3rd position, of course. This has been a very interesting start to the race here. You can see here though, Seth, he moves out, trying to stop the riders using his snitch team. Seth is leading the way here. Sensational start from him. Stormy is following very, very close behind. VR46 is going to have a lot of company though. Lion, having a look on the inside. And who is that? That is Avamees. Oh, Lewis B. He shoves Avamees very, very wide there. Very, very wide. Wow. Does the game give any penalties for that? We're going to wait and see. But for me, that was a little bit too aggressive there from Lewis B. Very, very aggressive for me. We will give a few warnings there to Lewis B because that was quite hard. Just a quick warning for Lewis. That has not benefited him whatsoever though, because Mike has actually got past him now. So Lewis B, it's not going well so far this race. And Mike, that is incredibly wide from him. Mike has looked quite erratic in this race. He's been a little bit all over the place. He needs to keep his composure here. Easy for me to say, of course, commentating. But the French riders are dominating. 1 and 3 here. Mike as well in 5th position. Avamees in 7th, so the French doing a good job early on. The only one who will be upset is actually Zorki. He's way down in 11th position. BL46 though, he's looking good in 4th position. He has got Mike breathing down his neck, and Lewis actually dropping behind here. He's struggling a little bit. Avamees with already a long lap. How on earth has he managed that after such small time? 2 laps, he's got a long lap. Seth though, again. 4 warnings and Seth is incredibly wide. I have to say, a lot of people will be getting long laps in this race. Seth is on 4 warnings. Lewis on 3. Swag's on 4. Declan 3. Griff 3. Everyone's on a lot of warnings here. Lewis B though in 6th position, not going well for him. We need to keep an eye on VR46. He is attacking on the inside of the line, and that is not going one. Oh no, VR46, a horrible mistake. He has gone right to the back now. What a nightmare for VR, and Mike has gone down. The championship leader. Oh, Declan and Griff both taken out. That is incredibly unlucky for those poor riders. Oh, poor old Declan and Griff. What an absolute disaster for them. Well, Declan had not made his magic start, unfortunately for him. But VR46 caused pretty much all of that there. Not Mike, sorry. VR made a mistake and Mike crashed out and his bike was in the middle of the circuit. Wow. That is an absolute disaster for Mike. Crashing out. VR46 wide into turn 1. The 2 championship, contenders have given huge points here to Lewis B, potentially, who is now in 4th position and not looking badly at all. He can ease it off a little bit. I don't think Lewis will want any more 4th positions. Lewis B has had a lot of 4th places. I don't think he'll want any more. He's in 4th now. He's already had 3 4ths, I believe. He will want to get that top position on the podium, but if it finishes like this, I don't think he will complain. VR and Mike both way down in 8th and 9th now. A disaster for them early on here. Seth though still leading early doors here. This is very impressive from Seth actually. However, you can see Stormy now is right in the slipstream here. He is really holding in now. We can finally see the tyre graphic here. Stormy, medium front, soft rear. You rarely see people in the soft rear. That is a massively bold choice there from Stormy. Sorry, Seth, sorry, my bad, Seth. Soft rear for Seth, medium front. Stormy also the soft rear, so that is quite interesting. All the French riders on the same compound here. There you can see Lewis B, medium, that is a little different. Avamies has actually done well here, he's in 5th position, he is also in the soft rear. So all the French riders here seem to be on the same tyres. Swag medium. Oh, that's Zaki. Zaki medium soft, so the French riders, the exact same strategy. The exact same. This is quite interesting here. So basically, to summarise, the French have got a soft rear and all the British riders are in the medium rear. So this is actually quite interesting here. There is Josh having a look at the inside of Griff. Oh, that is brave from Griff. You have to say, round the outside of Josh there. But he has gone wide. In fact, it was Declan. I got that one a little bit wrong. That is actually Declan going for the move. Declan way down the order in 11th, but you will not be happy with that. Let's just say. At the moment though, at the front, Seth right now is managing a very good race, and he has still got 1 warning away from a long lap. Stormy with no penalties at all. No warnings. He looks incredibly, I have to say, I think Stormy's managing this race. I think he just wants to stick behind Seth. He's going to wait for Seth to get his, which I think is an inevitable long lap, because he's got to do 6 laps here and not get a long lap, and I think Seth took the front a few times. I think Seth took the front, and Stormy in the end doesn't have to fight for it. Seth surrenders their position. I think he actually took the front a couple of times. He went all over the curb. Seth, I think, should be happy he's not down, and as someone who will be down and is on the floor is Griff, way down in 12th here. Griff actually is 1 warning away from a penalty. Josh, I think, has jumped the start again. Surely not again for Josh. He's got 2 long laps here. I don't remember if he had one early on, but that is a disaster for Josh. I think he's a bit wide there as well. So Seth now in 2nd position here, surrendering the lead to Stormy, and there it is. The long lap was inevitable at one point, wasn't it? He now has a long lap. It's actually not looking good for Seth because he's lost out on first, and actually now he's going to lose out to Lion, who is no doubt going to pass him. And Lewis B and maybe Swag are close enough. I don't think Swag... No, Josh has gone down. Let's have a look at Josh. He's way behind here, Josh. We've got to respect Josh for turning up. Very late notice. Respect Josh for coming. Respect him out for filling the numbers. We do appreciate it, but he is struggling a little bit at the moment. Oh, and Declan. What a nightmare for the Brits, I have to say. The Brits are having a torrid time here. Declan down. Griff had crashed. Josh is nowhere. The only Brit who's even doing respectably is Lewis B. It's not like he's tearing up trees. He's in 4th position. He'll be sick to the death of finishing 4th, but we need to look at the front here. Lion has got through on Seth. We didn't quite see that. Seth is fighting back and he's going to overtake him. Here's we go into turn 1. Seth, side by side, he makes a beautiful move on the brakes where he took the front, and look at that. That is very aggressive there from his teammate Lion. He sits Seth up there. Well, they're swapping the same paints, let's say that. That's the only positive there. But Seth now dropped down to 3rd. So, yeah, it's not really looking good for Seth early on here. He's dropped down from 1st position to 3rd, and Lewis B is 1.6 seconds off. He does not have a long lap, of course, so Lewis will get him. And Zaki is making some progress. He is now starting to reel his way back towards the front. Lewis B, I have to say, he hasn't crashed. He may not have the pace, and it's a massive one there for Mike. He has gone down again. What a disaster for Mike. Oh, it's a 2nd crash. Oh, poor Mike. Oh no, Mike has crashed again. He crashed once and then he crashed trying to rejoin the track. He's now way down in 11th. And he's gone wide as well, and he's one off a warning here. This has not been a good race at all for Mike. Mr. Consistent. Mr. Reliable. The guy that had rarely crashed. Actually, I can't remember if he had crashed in a race, but he definitely has now. And he does also pick up a long lap. This race for Mike has gone from bad to worse, and it just keeps on getting worse. The only half positive for him, and that is Declan. Let's keep an eye on Declan doing his long lap. So Mike moves up in the 10th, but Mike has a long lap himself to serve. What a nightmare for Mike. I'm in shock here. He hasn't really made any mistakes this season. And that is a huge mistake, and actually another one there as Declan has a little glance on the inside and he has to back out of it. But I'm quite surprised here, I have to say, at Mike. A very disappointing race for him. He is no doubt going to be 3rd in the standings after this. Bit of a debacle for him. I'll tell you who we need to be impressed about though is Zaki. He's in 5th position. He did make that mistake early on, but he has recovered a few places here. Avamee's in 6th, holding his own. But Avamee's with a long lap and also Swag as well. 2 riders doing respectably here, but they both do have long laps, and Seth still with a long lap to serve. Surely Lewis will be on the podium after Seth either does his long lap or after, after he ignores it, whatever Seth is going to do. A good ride from Avamee's. Again, improving a little bit. Struggled early on, but he is getting better now. Behind him is actually Swag, and look at that from Avamee's. Perfect time to be on board with him as Swag crashes into the back of there. A bit clumsy from Swag. But Avamee's looks like he's struggling a bit here. This is an interesting point in the race, I have to say. The French rider's on a soft rear, and here he's very, very, very wide there. Swag going to have a look on the inside. And Swag actually moves up into 6th position. So it's a good ride from Swag. Apart from Swag's long lap, he really hasn't done much wrong, and somebody who has done something wrong is VR. Oh, Avamee's going to go around the outside. Surely not. Surely not. Can't quite do it. VR 46 though with a long lap. I'm quite surprised. The only person really is Lewis B, who hasn't really made many mistakes. Everybody else has been very up and down. Swag in here fighting very, very hard though with Avamee's here. Swag actually has to concede the position. I think Swag is a little bit wide there. Oh, and Zaki! Oh my god! What on earth happened to Zaki? Another mistake from him. I just saw his bike just and his body just flying. Oh, that's a shame for Griff. He's gone down again. It's a torrid time for the Brits. Honestly, a torrid time here. The French riders at the moment are, I have to say, dominating. 1, 2, 3, 5. They really are doing a great job here. Swag as well. Not a Brit himself. He's actually an American. He's in 6th. He's very, very close to Swag. In fact, he might actually have a second line up here, Swag. I'm not too sure. See here, Swag battling very, very hard here for 5th position. Actually, VR is catching these 2 riders. If VR serves his long lap and these boys have ignored it, then surely VR can get himself in a respectable 5th. And here goes Swag on the inside. He's having a little look. Avamis chops his nose off and another crash for Josh. And no, Swag has got ahead of him, side by side. I have to say, I'm very happy with Swag. He's having a great ride. Oh, he's really flirting there with the edge of the track. Avamis does not want to do what he did at Jerez. He actually did the exact same thing. Went into the gravel because he went too wide. He very nearly did the exact same thing. Back-to-back races. Oh, and another crash from Mike. Another crash from Mike. He has to be careful about the rejoin. He is. Mike clearly has lost his head at the moment. He is furious. Mike has absolutely lost his composure here. He's way down 11. Mr. Cool. Mr. Consistent. He's absolutely the opposite of that right now. It's very interesting though. I don't think too much is happening at the moment. Swag is having a brilliant battle with Avamis. Lewis B isn't really making any progress. I have to say, Lewis, the gap is actually opening up, isn't it? He isn't really making any progress. In fact, Lewis B is actually losing out on Seth here. Lewis B is in danger of finishing 4th again if Seth pulls enough of an advantage. Seth, though, is very close to his 2nd long lap, which is an absolute nightmare if he gets it. Pretty much kills his podium hopes. You can see, though, Lewis B, it's another 4th position. It's nothing to shout about, but it's consistent. And that is what Lewis B is. He may not win every race, but one thing he is very consistent. He doesn't have many crashes, he stays out of trouble, he rides with his head, and he rides like a champion. This is a champion's ride again from Lewis. This is not going well for VR, who's way down in 8th. Oh, and Avamis has gone. But Avamis and Swag were battling very hard, and another late crash for Avamis, who ruined his chances of getting a good result again. And another corner cut, so Avamis might even get another long lap here, and it's going to go from bad to worse. Maybe he's actually a galaxy ahead of Declan. 13 seconds. What on earth is going on with Declan? Mike as well having a disaster. Griff as well. Josh is going wrong for those poor old guys towards the back. At least Avamis is in with a shout here. Those guys trying the back really find it difficult. VR46 though in 7th position. Behind Zaki, he will be very disappointed. He is absolutely not where he would want to be. We need to pay a little bit of attention at the front now. The gap here has been about 6-7 tenths for a very long time. And Lion didn't make the best of starts, but he has closed up. And I think he's going all in for the win here, Lion. No doubt he is still a title contender for the Moto2. A bit of a rocky start, a few mistakes, but he has had a few podiums. He has had great speed. Lion is no doubt a title contender. If Stormy can do as well as he's doing in Moto2, you just never know. He might just get in title contention here. This is why the Moto2 Championship is so exciting. There's so many riders that can win races. It just makes it very exciting. But Lion is trying his best here to win. Here we are on board with Stormy. A dominant performance so far from him. As soon as he's gotten to the front, he just has not looked like losing his position at all. Oh, and Avamis has gone down. Oh, and Lion is pushing very hard. He really closes up there. He's going to get a better run coming out the final corner. You can see Lion actually is catching a little bit here. We are going on to the last lap here. Avamy's another crash for him. His race really has unravelled badly here. So, looks like Stormy is going to win this race. However, Lion Line is 5 tenths off, and he is going over for it. He hasn't won a race, I don't think, Lion Line, this season. I don't believe so. He is going to want to win. This is going to be huge for the championship potentially as well. You just never know. Lion Line might be in contention. Yeah, Lion Line's best result is a 3rd position. He will definitely do better than that today. Lewis B will still get on the podium if the gap does not increase. Seth is flirting there with getting himself another long lap, and you can see it's bunching up here. This is really bunching up for the win. Lion Line is going for it here. 3 tenths, he's going all in for the win. He's pushing very, very hard, Lion. You can see them both backing it in. I think Lion was wide though. I think he was a fraction wide. He's not he's only 3 tenths off. Is he going to go for it into the last corner? We could have an exciting finish here. Stormy has been absolutely perfect in this race. Has not put a foot wrong, but he might lose it at the absolute last moment. Is Lion going to be able to attack? We're going to have to wait and see. They're both very, very wide there. They can abuse the track limits. Lion pushing very, very hard. Can Lion do it? He has a look on the inside. He's going to have to get the running in here. Is Stormy going to win his debut race here? Can Lion get him to the line? They're both swerving around. I think Stormy's going to do it here. Stormy is going to win. Great ride from Lion. He pushed him very, very hard. Seth is going to be relegated as a 4th. Great ride though from him. Lewis B won't be in 4th position. He will take 3rd. Good to see him outside of 4th. We'll be happy about that. Zarki in 5th position. Swag 6th. Good ride from Swag. Not too sure how many long laps he will have at the end of that. Avamis takes 8th. VR, what a disappointment in 7th position. In the end, Griff actually takes 9th position. That's not terrible from Griff. He had a terrible start, but he did make up some places. Oh, what a disaster for Mike. Absolute disaster. 10th place for him. And Declan and Josh don't even finish the race. That's even worse for them. Well, what an absolutely crazy race again. I have to say, I'm loving this, commentating these races, but it is very, very stressful. But it is good fun at the same time. But here we are. Let's go through the results here. Absolutely brilliant race from Stormy. He wins his debut race in Moto2. Is he a title contender despite how many runs he has missed? Lion Line, a great ride. Absolutely brilliant stuff. He tried his best to win. A 2nd is strong. Good for his championship. He can claw some points here. Seth, a great ride. He was very excited to race at Mugello, and I can see why. A really, really good 3rd place here. Lewis B in 4th position. It is 4th, so Seth must have served his long lap. Wow, Seth is on the podium and Lewis B actually finishes 4th again. I can't believe I didn't notice that. But yeah, Lewis is 4th, and actually VR is 5th. VR climbed up positions here. Zarki, too many long laps. Swag as well. So VR 46 with a pretty awful weekend is actually able to finish a 5th position. Massive for the championship. He will potentially miss Catalonia as well, so that is important for Lewis. As I say, Zarki's 6th position. Swag, not terrible, decent race from Swag in 7th. 8th, Avamis, he will be disappointed to be 28 seconds off. 9th is Griff. Not too bad, but the disappointment for me, Mike, an absolute disaster in 10th place there. A guy 2nd in the standings, a point off Lewis B. He's definitely not a point off now. Nightmare race for him. And not a great race at all for Declan and Josh there. Respect Josh for filling in, coming in to fill out the grid. But Declan will be furious. It just shows why you need to qualify decently in this class. We are going to try and get a few interviews in here. Josh there, a bit angry that his controller turned off, so a few technical problems for poor old Josh there. So we are going to try and get a couple interviews here. Is Lewis B online? Let's quickly give him an invite. That was an exciting race. Here he is. Yes.
Hello.
Turn your party audio on as well.
Yep, put it on.
Another 4th position for you, Lewis. You must be sick to death of finishing 4th. I thought you were going to be 3rd.
It's my favourite
I'm not
place
too
to
sure
finish,
what
I think.
happened.
Ah,
You
wrong
can't
tyre
stop
choice.
finishing 4th.
Wrong tyre choice is what happened.
Oh, dearie me. So, you should have been on the soft then?
Yeah, should have been soft rear. Because I think the soft rear would have been about 0.6. Yeah, about 0.6 a lap faster than what I was doing. But I didn't think the soft would go the whole race, so I went medium. But
Yes, it did seem like all of the French riders on the soft rear, every single one of them, and all the Brits on the medium rear. Very strange.
If I'd done practice beforehand, I would have known. That's the downfall for it. I didn't do any practice. I just turned up. So I thought it was top 5 because I didn't practice at all. I've not been on the game for 2 weeks. So
no practice at all.
No, the top, the top
right.
5. I did like 10 minutes before this race just now. Just to make sure my bike felt good. So top 5 was what I was aiming for. I've done it. Pretty sure I've
another
extended
4th.
The lead. Yeah,
you definitely have.
Extended the lead in
Absolute
championship
disaster
again,
for
so.
Mike.
Yeah, he was roughing me up a little bit on lap 1, I think it was, maybe lap 2.
Mike ended up having one of the worst races he'll ever have. Way down in 10th, many crashes, crashing in the gravel as well. Absolute nightmare for him.
I've seen Mike go down, run off at turn 1. I think he did the same as I did a couple laps earlier.
Yeah, Joe went wide into turn 1, into the gravel there, lost a good couple seconds. Disaster for Joe.
The slipstream down the front straight makes a huge difference when you come to the brakes. I think he might have done the same as what I already done previous.
Yeah, he certainly did.
But luckily for me, it kind of worked out because it wasn't the best result I could have got, but it's still points in the championship and it's extended, so we'll take it.
You didn't crash, and another 4th is not what you want. 4 4ths, I think, for you now, mate.
Yeah,
that's not what you want to be doing, winning races.
It's consistently average, aren't
It's consistent.
Yeah.
You're always one of the faster guys, consistently up there. You don't crash, you're very smart, so you deserve to keep your lead. But yeah, good race.
Yeah, we'll roll on to, I think, Catalunya next, is it?
It's Catalunya exit. Joe might be missing that one, so
I'm
good opportunity to get more points.
And last season, I was 1.5 seconds lap quicker than everyone.
Oh, dearie me.
So
Don't do that, please. We need a close race.
I'm going in with high hope. Top 3, target top 3. Try and finish in front of Mike with more points in the championship, and that's a good one. What we're going for.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Good race, mate, anyway.
Cheers.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Well, that was a great race there from Lewis. He didn't really make too many mistakes. Only a 4th position, not what he wanted, but he didn't practice at all. Just like Moto3. So if he had actually practiced, he could have maybe won. We're just going to see if anybody else wants interviews here before we end the stream. But I don't imagine too many people will want an interview. There are a lot of disappointed riders here. But yeah, I'm quite surprised. Mike there, very poor result from his standards. VR as well, not doing particularly well. VR potentially missing Catalunya, so he's really surrendering a lot of points here to Mike and Lewis B. So really not a great situation for VR46. But nobody else seems to want to interview at the moment, so we are done for now. I thank you all for paying in and watching this race. I appreciate that. Now we'll be doing the GP race at 7 o'clock tomorrow. I will be race directing, I believe, because we don't have anybody at the moment other than me. So I will race direct that race for the first time, and it is going to be a brilliant race. So I hope to see you all guys 7 o'clock for the GP tomorrow. See you all.